Code reviewing. Why even consider code reviewing, right? Like if you are working on your own project or even a small team, hey, like you might be the world's greatest engineers and writing the best code. Like who needs to review it anyways, right? It's gonna work. Works in my local. Hmm. Code reviewing isn't just a bottleneck to stop you from pushing code to production fast. It's a great way to catch issues, to ensure tests are there, to ensure performance is at its highest standard, and as well as just being able to understand what's going into production. A lot of times we build features, we push it up, and it goes right in, right? And then when issues happen, your teammates have no idea what's happening. But with code reviewing, it allows everyone, or at least the ones that are reviewing it and writing it, to understand what kind of quality is going into your code base, also what features are being developed. And the number one rule about code reviewing, don't take it personal. Just because somebody said your code sucks, don't take it so personal. Like you can always chat back and communicate and figure out a solution for that comment. Oftentimes comments are negative because it's a stopping ground of ensuring that the code quality is there, right? But I often like to give out some positive comments too, like, hey, great job refactoring this, or this is really cool. I didn't know that you could do it this way, or hey, I learned something from that, your implementation. But again, don't take it personal. Your team is there to review your code to ensure that it's at its highest quality. And sometimes you're committing some code that you're not supposed to, right? When you're commenting out something and your teammate's like, hey, did you mean to comment this out? And you're probably like, no, I didn't. Like, I didn't review what I was pushing up. But thanks for catching that. Awesome. Also, at the same time, as you're, going through, if you have a CI/CD pipeline and your build breaks, the environment's going to break and it's going to tell you that, hey, you are breaking a test. You need to go back and ensure that you update it or write a new test to cover for the changes that you have. Code reviewing is also one of the best ways to improve your coding skills. Why? Here's why. When you're able to review somebody else's code, especially somebody that's a higher level than you, they have just skill sets that are higher, that are different from you, right? Maybe it's the way that they're writing their methods, the way they're naming their variables, or the way they're constructing the feature itself, right? It's probably not the way that you would have done it, but to be the ability to articulate and visually see the changes happen, that's awesome, because then you get to learn some new techniques. You can ask questions. Like, code reviewing isn't just like a way to stop code, it's a way to learn as well. And if you need to set aside some time to learn from that coder, then you should, because this is the best time to learn what's happening and how things are working. Another thing about code reviewing, nitpicky comments versus not nit, right? There's other ways. There's conventional commits, there's conventional comments and everything you can use as well. I like to just use nit and non-nit commits. Nitpicky comments are things that, hey, I'm just calling this out. There's an extra line here, or like this button could, definitely use a class name here. You can add certain things here, certain attributes if you really wanted to clean this up. The same thing with like refactoring code, like everything's time sensitive, right? So sometimes I'll put nitpicky comments saying, hey, if you have time, refactor this. This looks like it's unperformant. And then there's other comments where it's like, hey, you have to do this, right? Where you're writing a method and there's no unit test there. I'm going to write a comment and say, hey, you need to write a test to cover for these changes. At the same time, If there is something that just looks way off from our coding standards, I will call that out and say, hey, like you need to change this so that it adheres to our coding standards. You don't use the type any. So please find that type and utilize it. If you can't find it, ask me for help. I will come and help you find the correct type that you're using. Certain things like that where comments can go a long way. It's not just like stopping the code from going through, but ensuring that the quality that the team and the individual is putting in is going to meet the standards. Because as soon as you put those comments in and the team adheres to those comments, the next time around, they're going to be writing better code. They're going to be writing code because they don't want you to write any more comments. They want you to just do a let's good to me, right? Push it through, no worries, like get it done fast. So they're going to learn from those comments, they're going to learn from those standards, and your team then is going to adhere to these coding standards and structure that you have set up. I am asked often, how thorough should you code review? Well, I am of the opinion that you should thoroughly review every PR. The reason why is because when there's issues that occur, the individual that makes the changes, yes, they're at fault, but it's also you who reviewed the code and approved it that didn't look at it or test it properly, and it was able to fall through the cracks, right? So when you feel the pain of the issue or the regression, you never want to feel it ever again. Therefore, when I look at code, I look at almost every line of code, every page, every change. And if I don't understand something, I would ask a question. If I understand something and it doesn't look right, I'll ask the question still. If it doesn't adhere to coding standards or doesn't look proper, I will add a comment as well. But if it's something that, it's just of my opinion, then that's a nitpicky comment. I'll just add a nit to it. And those things are not required to be taken care of. But if you want to, or you want to respond back, totally cool. Other than that, code reviewing, you are the last stop before it gets to production. You are the one who makes sure that the standards are met. You are the one who ensures that you approve of the changes going in. If you don't, push back, conversate, have a meaningful conversation about what you're feeling or what you're looking at, so that you can grasp the understanding and have the full confidence of this feature and or this PR that's going through. AI is revolutionizing the industry, and especially for code reviewing. I'm going to show you a few ways that AI has helped me through some code reviews. So let's get right into it. So what we're looking at here is the GitKraken Desktop. Of course, I had to include some GitKraken products. So right now we're looking at the Launchpad, and as you can see, I have two repos, but I set up a workspace for my Secret Santa app. And I've, got a lot of open PRs right now for my team. This is from my Gridiron Survivor team, where these individuals are a bunch of junior developers just trying to break into tech. So I'm just reviewing their code and running this apprenticeship program for them. So what we're going to do here is go into GitHub. I'm going to go into an existing PR that I have that's has these AI tools firing already. So this is going to be a ticket that adds a cancel button to the edit group page. Our Secret Santa app right now doesn't have a cancel button, so you can't cancel. You can exit the page itself or the window, but you can't cancel the form. So this is pretty much just adding that. As you can see up here, there's only 2 files, so it's pretty small. I do have CodeRabbit AI embedded into this repo. CodeRabbit is free for open source repos that are public. which is awesome because it does a pretty good job at providing automated reviews, but they do have a pro version as well if you have some private repos. But let's go down here because CodeRabbit provided some pretty cool details down here. So as we look here, walking through this, you'll see that we have a summary, right, of what has changed. The edit group now includes a close button, X icon in the header, and a cancel button, right? And then these are the changes that occurred to this page. We added an X dismiss, and then also added a cancel to the bottom. Also added some tests as well. But this sequence diagram is very cool. Like CodeRabbit created this all from looking at our code base, looking at the changes. So you can see here, user goes through, right, views the page, and if they decide they can cancel the interaction, it'll cancel the whole thing. Also, if they click the X button, right, it'll exit the edit group page and take them back to the user profile. So some pretty cool stuff that AI is doing here. Right here is pretty cool too. Estimated code review effort, 20 minutes for these two files. But looking at these two files, there are a couple methods that are updated and whatnot. Coming down here, you'll see that CodeRabbit has provided some nitpicky comments, as well as some comments that it would like you to take care of. So if I open these nitpicky comments, we can see that it is complaining about some styles for responsiveness and whatnot. Obviously, we will need to test that to ensure it's exactly what we want, but it's pretty cool that it can do that. Also coming down here, it's saying that, hey, add Superbase auth mock complete fetch mock data. So the component uses Superbase auth get user to verify ownership on this line, but there's no mock for Superbase client. Additionally, the mock function returns incomplete data that doesn't match the form's expected structure. That is pretty cool. So we're pretty much mocking it, but we're just providing an object with the user and an ID of 1. So it's telling us that that's actually not the correct data that we're trying to mock. So that is pretty nifty. So you can commit these suggestions right here. Right here, if I click on the commit suggestion, it will create a commit and push it to this PR, which is really cool because then you don't have to go back into your IDE or do an edit. If you agree with all these changes, it will just commit it directly into this branch or this PR, and you'll have the changes right away. And if you don't like it, you can just resolve that comment, right? The other AI tool that I wanted to showcase was GitHub Copilot. This is one where you can add Copilot as a reviewer. You can use GitHub Actions to automatically add Copilot as a reviewer as well. In this repo, I decided not to because that way we don't have to always need it if it's just 1 or 2 files. But in this demo, I wanted to enable it and show you how it works. So as we scroll down to the bottom here, you can see I added Copilot as a reviewer. Now it's just going to take its precious time to review this code. Great, now that Copilot has finished reviewing this PR, let's look at the difference between Copilot and CodeRabbit. Yes, you can have both of them in your repo reviewing code. I mean, it may duplicate the comments that it's asking, but it is pretty cool that you have the option to do one or the other, or even some other third-party vendors as well. But these are only 2 that I have to show for today. As you can see here, this is like adding a cancel button, right, to add matching UX improvements and create a group, and attach the ticket number as well. And so now it looks like actually, then it goes back to the dashboard. So So key changes, right? Again, it knows it's adding an X to the corner and cancel button to the form. And then these are files that are changed. And here's some description as well on each item. And then this is really cool. It went into the file itself and added some comments, just like CodeRabbit. It's complaining about some specifics, but it goes into more detail here. The container uses conflicting space utilities. And it's overwritten by this, so it's pretty much saying like, hey, like you're using something that's being overwritten. Like, are you sure you want to do that? Like it's kind of redundant or it's not even useful at all. Also here, this file was caught. We enforce that you have to have this copyright for our linting rules, and Copilot caught that. And so we can implement these suggestions right away, just like earlier. I am going to implement them, and I'm going to tell Copilot to do that for me. Open a new PR and apply the changes on this feedback. And then now I am going to continue to go down, calendar X, right? So this provided a little bit more detail. And down here as well, the X lacks accessibility label for screen readers. That's pretty cool. So adding an ARIA label to the button and to component would be great. And so now you see here, like I clicked that, I told Copilot to create a new PR, and it did. And open a new PR request and to work on these changes. Once pull request is ready, I'll request review from you. So Copilot is doing that work for me. Like it's implementing what has been suggested. So utilizing AI to review is awesome, but the cool thing about both of these, they can be customizable. Copilot has instructions that you can feed it so that you can tweak the way that it reviews your code. That way it can review code the way that you want it to, giving it standards, giving it structure, adhering to your coding standards, as well as test suites, right? Understanding when to test, what to test, and what not. Copilot has the ability to do that as well. Please take what you've learned to help your teammates and individuals become better coders, because we all know we're not the best and we need somebody to double check our work. But please code responsibly and make sure it looks good to me. Thank you.